I realized during the finals that this is as far as the team could take it.
Hi everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of All-Star Community, the Patron Series. We are joined by none other than Mr. Jonvic Remulla himself. One of the most dedicated patrons in the UAAP men's basketball scene, particularly for the UP Fighting Maroons. If you guys watch the games live, well, you'll definitely see him. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
Sir, thank you so much. So, we're recording this a few days after the conclusion of the UAAP.
You really have to say that.
I had to start.
You really have to rub it in. You really have to rub it in. You last life.
Hey,
you have to rub it
to be
in.
fair, you're the one wearing green right now.
Well, I'm being tribute to my school too. I went to LaSalle also.
There you go. You went to LaSalle, Ateneo, and UP at different points of
Yes,
your life. Right?
elementary, high school, and university.
Wow, so you kulang na lang UST, then you had a big.
Wala. I don't have the smarts enough to go to law school, so I had to do that.
So let's look at the game real quick, because you, on top of being a fan, you like studying the game. You like analyzing what goes right, what goes wrong.
For what little I know.
Well, we're not saying you're part of Coach Gold's meeting.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
But the way you saw the game.
Well, I realized during the finals that this is as far as the team could take it. They were taller, they were stronger, they shot better, they were faster. They had all the advantages were onto them, diba? And our team just didn't have enough in its tank to finish the game. And no one to blame. Everyone gave their best, and the South was better. So this is ang ganyan lang talaga kami.
So the big change before the season started was the sudden departure of Francis Lopez.
Yes, happy for him. I'm always happy when their lives improve. And when they give a big offer, I said, go, take it.
Do you think things would have played out differently if Francis was in uniform?
Of course, Francis is a beast. And he's showing it in Japan. He's doing really well. In fact, they're making him play 5 pa nga.
Wow.
Because defensively, he can take anyone. Diba? So, but he's doing really well. I'm really happy for him. And when he said goodbye to our team, all the teammates are crying. But then the Maroon Five said, I told everyone, when the doors close, windows open. So other guys will have a chance to step up. And they accepted the challenge.
So, the swan song of the Maroon Five was one of the main storylines for the Fighting Maroons this year. Now, when they came in as bullpups, obviously Carl Tamay was there as well.
That's
they
right.
were Coach Gold's, let's say, recruits from a very young age.
Yes.
He developed and nurtured. When you look back at what legacy the Maroon Five, and even including Carl, will leave in the history of UP Maroons basketball,
I think they should be remembered for their winning mentality. Of how, from what they were and how they stretched themselves to be the best they could, and it rubbed off on everyone. If you look at them, they're not spectacular athletes. They're not particularly tall. They're not particularly fast. But they play right. They play according to the system. They're very smart inside the court, and they showed that UP now has a different culture because of that.
So they're culture changers.
Oh yeah, definitely. You couldn't imagine how strict the Maroon Five were on their teammates for practice. How demanding they were.
Really?
Yeah, they were extremely demanding, even with the way people eat. Their
Really?
teammates ate. Yeah.
Do you have a specific example?
Yes. Harold said, okay, from now on we go on a meal plan. So everyone went on a meal plan. Doon lang sila. They only have, naka-pre-pack na yung meals nila according to the calories needed and everything. And you saw how fit the guys were. We didn't have an injury the entire season.
That's true.
And only Gani got cramps in game 2. But outside of that, the team was in great shape, and that is largely because of the attitude that the Maroon Five brought to the team.
Do you have a favorite Fighting Maroon of all time? Someone who is special to you in particular?
Well, for me, the greatest of all time is probably between Benji Paras and JD Gilbuena.
Oh, interesting.
Those two. I think between the two, they capture what UP spirit's all about.
Interesting.
I mean, Benji Paras was a grown man at 17.
Absolutely.
He was dominating the league at 17.
When he went on to the PBA and won Rookie of the Year and MVP.
Yes,
at the
he did the
time.
same thing in UAP. So I mean, Benji brought it first, but then JD went in. He also showed that there's a different way of how to play basketball.
Mm.
And every time he was inside, you were confident that he could take it, that he'd bring it home. You knew it. He knew he'd make the right decisions. You knew that he was a coach on the floor. So those two probably are.
So, moving forward, season 89, because you mentioned before that the plan for UP, more than just to win championships, is to be able to compete every single
That's
season,
right.
being the conversation. Now, it's interesting because it's the first year under Coach Gold that he won't have these Bulldogs play.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
That's right.
But you still have quite a few talents. Remulla, VJ Bray is coming in, Payo Singh is coming in from San Beda, Poyos, Maga, and you have a beast of an FSA, Dion
Yes,
Miles coming
yes,
in as
yes.
well.
I think they've been playing together for a year. So they've played in several leagues together, and you see already that there's a dynamics with them, within them. They practice with Team A every day, so you see them how they're adjusting to each other. I think it will be LaSalle and UP all over again.
Really?
Part 4.
Part 4.
Part 4. I think it'll be Part 4.
Wow. Now, you've seen LaSalle quite a few times over the last few years. Obviously, your rivalry was first against Ateneo.
Yes.
But it wasn't a trilogy per se because there was a break in between, right? The pandemic and in 2019 when UST made the finals.
That's right.
But with LaSalle, it was 3 straight years, right?
Yes.
After seeing LaSalle for 3 straight years,
Oh, they built a great program. I entered the UAP and the UPMBT season 81,
2019,
2018.
18, yeah.
And for 81, 82, and 84. For 3 straight years, they didn't make the Final Four.
LaSalle. 84, they faced
They faced us for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, you could not imagine LaSalle being back-to-back not making the Final Four.
That's
Then 85, they didn't make it again.
Yeah, they missed out.
They missed out again. So it shows the tenacity of the management, their persistence, their commitment to creating a winning program. And kudos to them, they did a great job. But I want Part 4.
You want revenge?
I want the 2-all. He's a good guy. More than anything else, more than any of his abilities, he's a good person. You can see it on the court. I don't like him because he beat us, but I mean, his abilities, no question. His character, no question. But he's a good person, and I've never heard anyone from anywhere say a bad thing about his personality, about his character. So he's good. He'll go far.
He'll go
He's
far.
a good kid. Well, when I entered in season 81, I hated the culture of self-pity.
I see.
Everyone's saying, kawawa na kami, dito lang court namin, wala kami makain, wala kami masuot, wala na naman ang game namin. And I thought, it wasn't rocket science. All you had to do was get the right pieces, get the right coaching, expose him the right way, and good things will happen. And so that's all I did. I just started assembling the right pieces that fit and then change the culture. So hindi naman rocket science yun eh. You just have to put yourself into it. I think so. I think someone's coming up. I'm sure someone will come in. Someone will come in the plans. 2020 kasi I'll be 60 years old eh. So baka hindi na kaya ng puso ko nun, di ba? It's too stressful. The game, you know what? I have a really difficult job as secretary, but Man, the games wear me out. They wear me out. And tell you a great story. Last year, the day after the finals, we had a cabinet meeting. And I go to the president, Sir, tawagan yung si Manny Bono ng DPWH. Bakit? Sabi ko, pinaba ang TAF. Ha? Sabi ko, sir, puro luha ng Tagalasal eh. Then he goes to me, he curses me out. So, Thursday, right after the game, we had a cabinet meeting again.
Okay.
And he enters the room, and he sits in his chair, and beside him was Ralph Rector, and it was me. And they look at each other, and they go to me. Hey, to my face! And all I could say was, well, I eat my humble pie. I accept this.
That's also important why you want a rematch next year.
I want a rematch. I want to get back to the president and say, bahala na ako."
Now, I'm really glad you brought up your position in the government because there has been some criticism over the last few years that whether online or in person, people say a government official shouldn't be out in the court, shouldn't be animated at the games. Now, your reasoning is probably you're a fan before your government.
Oh yeah, I was there beforehand.
So,
I came in 2018, I wasn't in government. I was on a break. And I was a fan, and I became a fan. And why should my responsibilities towards the country deter me from supporting the team I love? I'm sure we have players who love, we have people in government who love Ginebra, we have people who love their other schools. You see Conrad Estrella, the Secretary for Agrarian Reform, is there, sidelines too. And we're the same. I just get more attention because I'm there and I'm very active. But the secretaries are there. I remember the finals of NAIA season 81. Araneta had to send 200 extra policemen because Ateneo and UP when entered for the first time.
yeah.
And there were 11 Supreme Court justices, 12 senators, 40 congressmen, 5 governors watching the game, and 2 ambassadors watching the game. It's a game that people love. It's a game that brings the country together.
It's also almost like a break from all the stress.
Yeah, so I accept their criticism, but I assure them that no government money goes into the program. I assure them that I don't subject anyone to undue influence or intimidation. Everything is for the love of the game and the love of the sport. Know the character of UP, organically how UP students is constructed. You're taught to be critical, and you're taught to disagree, and you're expected to voice out your opinion. Teachers, the UP is the most liberal school in the country. They foment activism inside the campus. And that carries on until the basketball game. I remember in 2022, we had our game during the campaign season.
This was season 84.
Season 84. And I remember watching the games and half the UP crowd was booing me. They're cursing me out and I was like, peace, it's okay. Because I understand what UP is all about.
Right.
My children were the same. They didn't agree with me politically, but I accepted it. I didn't change their minds, and I shouldn't change people's minds in UP either. To do that and to argue with them is contrary to how we were raised as students. You have to accept that. The essence of democracy is you protect the fringes, not only the strong. So if they want to, they can shout at the top of their lungs and it's okay with me. And I will protect their right to shout at the top of their lungs.